I spent 3 months last year searching for the best Nasi Lemak in Malaysia and Singapore, and while that series has ended, what I didn't share is one of the most interesting things. What happens after a series? You see, after a series ends, right, I will keep my ears out to see if you guys concur with the verdict. And for the best Nasi Lemak, the winner of that series was so disputed. People were calling me sell out on Reddit and everything. But what is more interesting is that a lot of people counted with the same place, the Nasi Lemak shop here in Petaling, Jaya. So today, for the special episode of the Best Nasi Lemak series, we will be visiting the Nasi Lemak shop to see if it's indeed that good, or does Singapore have the better Nasi Lemak? Yeah, I said that just for rich bait. It's a YouTube thing. What do you want me to do? Let's get it, guys. It's been a minute since Nasi Lemak, huh? And already a lot to say. Very, very crispy chicken and very loose rice. I'm not sure how many of you remember the squish from the Nasi Lemak series, but this is like the opposite. Very, very loose. I also got their beef rendang, which, this is almost the same price as this whole plate of Nasi Lemak. But I'll get there. First, let's get some. This is like reliving 3 months of last year, all in one meal. Great Ayam Goreng berempah. We ping pong a bit about the best side to go with Nasi Lemak in the series, but I still think fried chicken is the ideal partner. There is, however, a huge caveat. The fried chicken needs to be freshly fried. If it stays out there in the counter for not long, 15 minutes, it loses a lot of its deliciousness. And here, the Ayam Goreng berempah is borderline scalding me. Crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, you all can tell from the footage. Very well marinated too. And then to the sambal, I was a bit worried when I saw the sign over there, saying how if you want extra sambal, it's no charge. Of everything on this plate, sambal shouldn't be the one that's free. If you all have ever made your own sambal at home, you know how effortful it is. So them offering more for free made me suspect that it might be a lower quality, cheaper version. But it's not. It's really obvious when you add it with the rice, how much ingredients they put into it, and not just rely on the sugar. It's just brimming with onions and asam. The rice is very well seasoned, very light, very fluffy. It makes you feel like you can eat this forever. Although, that is where the misses start. The biggest miss is that the rice is not lemak. And there are a few ways to think about this. There is the scale portion, because one of the most difficult things to nail in a Nasi Lemak is the balance between jelak and lemak. And that is determined by the blend of the coconut milk you're using. The age of the coconut and where the coconut comes from produces different flavors. And in this Nasi Lemak, it is super light, not fatty at all. Even the coconut fragrance is on the lighter side. I know that there is this new school of thought about having this lighter, easier to eat Nasi Lemak rice. Some people prefer it. But then, if you make it that way, would it be incorrect to call this Nasi Ayam Goreng? If Nasi Lemak is no longer lemak, is it still Nasi Lemak? And then the next miss, while the chicken was cooked very well, I kinda wanna suspect that this is frozen chicken. There is a bit of a stench closer to the bone, and you can see on the bone itself there are these markings, indicative of frozen chicken, but I cannot be sure. This is just what I've observed. And after the chicken comes the egg. Agree or disagree, boiled egg like this is the lowest tier egg. You can have fried egg, you can have half-boiled egg, you can have onsen egg, you can have scrambled eggs, you can have that triangle egg. This is my least favorite egg. I feel like cooking it like this brings out the least of the flavor, which is okay if you are selling it cheap, like roadside, you know, those are permit Nasi Lemak, those are grab and go. But as a Nasi Lemak establishment, where people go and have great Nasi Lemak, I feel like this shouldn't be the egg. Even if it's traditional, even if it's familiar. Personal preference maybe. And then lastly, the beef rendang. Ooh, I would say just about okay. On first look, we would think that this is very little beef rendang, which you're right. But the value of a beef rendang is not just in the amount of beef. It's not even in the ingredients. The ingredients are super cheap. It is the effort that goes into the beef rendang. The layering of the rempah and the cook on it. On both the rempah and the beef itself. So to put this into perspective, I can stir fry a rempah for 10 minutes, dump it with some beef and pressure cook it for 30 minutes, and call it a day. Or if you make it the original way, you need to stir the rempah for an hour or two and then slowly stew the beef over 4, 6, 8 hours depending on how you want to make it. But the longer you make it, the more chance the flavor has to permeate the beef. And the thing is, both versions will look about the same when you serve it, but the flavors will be very different. I feel like this beef could have used a little more time, and the beef pieces that they're serving me are like loose, like 1-2 cm cube pieces, which doesn't feel great. Also, serving something like this, right, in such a small plate, right, it's not a good impression. You need something with more negative space, because if you're already giving a small amount and then you put it into a small plate, right, it will emphasize how little it is. This looks like those kind of prep plates, right, that they put in the kitchen, so that if a customer wants an extra order of anything, right, they just slap it on and serve it. So the question is this better than Village Park? I need to think about it. I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at Village Park. Because I figured I don't need a cafe. I spent 3 months thinking about the Nasi Lemak. I don't need any more time to process or digest already. I have a very clear idea of the Nasi Lemak that I like, so all I need to do is help you all find the Nasi Lemak that you like. What better way to answer the question, is it better than Village Park, than to come to Village Park? Village Park is a short walk away from Nasi Lemak shop. The last time I came here, they served me in 1 minute. It has already been 1 minute. Wow, standard drops, yeah. I take it back. What's a trip to KL if you haven't visited Village Park, man? Sambal seems a bit lighter today, which means the caramelization isn't as extensive. Come on. Personally, I would prefer Village Park. For one reason and one reason alone. I eat Nasi Lemak for Nasi Lemak. I want that coconutty fattiness fragrance of the rice. And having Village Park again, their coconut fragrance is amongst the strongest I've ever had. Although it also reminds me, they also don't like their rice fatty. It's still very much on the lighter side. But still, their rice is closer to my idea of Nasi Lemak. I don't even need the rice to be seasoned or tasty. I just want that coconuttiness. Although I have to say that the two are very comparable. Village Park's chicken don't have the stench. It might be because they chop it open and then they fry it, letting the oil flush out the stench, but it's hard to tell. And surprisingly, Nasi Lemak shop has the better egg. There's only one egg that is worse than a hard-boiled egg, and that's the hard-boiled egg with this grey-green exterior. That is when you know you've truly gone too far. Yeah, so at the end of the day, Singapore has the better nasi. Is this the new way to eat it? Like this light, fluffy, not lemak, Nasi Lemak? Is this how people prefer it in KL? I know Nale serves the Nasi Lemak that I like. The kind that when you take a spoonful, right, it makes you feel so sinful and so rich. That's the kind. Let me know. But for now, that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you on the next video. Bye!